Ladies and gentlemen, I've always opined on this platform on many occasions that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. And that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. Moses Kuria made some interesting post earlier today. And that post, in my view, was intended to achieve some serious political objectives. Moses Kuria is alleging in that post that William Ruto will win the presidency in 2027, even without a single vote from Mount Kenya. Allow me to begin this video by asking you a question. If elections were held in the Republic of Kenya today, would you vote for one term or would you vote for two term? In the comment section, if you are a one term, just say one term and the county. If you are two term, say two term and the county. We want to do analysis of the feedback. Because for me, for William Ruto to win, he needs the support of the mountain and not all of it. Because remember, in the last election, William Ruto won courtesy of Mount Kenya. As a matter of fact, the total number of votes William Ruto got, 47% of them came from the mountain. Which means without Mount Kenya, there was no way William Ruto would have been the president of the Republic of Kenya. The mountain is going. Let's say 60% is gone. Do you want to convince me that if the entire mountain is gone, William Ruto will be able to garner votes 50% plus one vote? Let me take you through that Moses Kuria's post. Because in this video, I want to reveal to you guys the objectives, the dark secrets, what the system is trying to achieve through this post by Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria is saying here, let me take this opportunity to congratulate the people of Ol Kalou and the two winners, Samuel Muchaina, UDA, and Kamau Ngotho, DCP, both of whom are incidentally my good friends. Now picture this. 32,000 out of 71,000 voters turned out in both primaries. 8,000, which is UDA, plus, which is 25%, plus 24,000, which is DCP, which is 75%. In my predictive and analytical model, which I've shared thrice in the media, William Ruto will be re-elected even without a single vote from Mount Kenya because of the tyranny of small numbers versus tyranny of numbers. I can present this model again and again for anyone to poke holes. Now, if William Ruto gets 25% of votes from Mount Kenya, now if William Ruto gets 25% of votes from the mountain, is questioning. Because from the Ol Kalou primaries, 25% of the voters voted for UDA, which means if elections were held, those people will vote for UDA. So it's saying that, you know, even without Mount Kenya, Ruto will be the president. But now, if he can get 25% of the votes, who can stop him? And he's saying, let's see if this improves on 16th July in Ol Kalou. Winning a battle is sweet, but winning the war is even more important. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think Moses Kuria is bringing up that narrative that William Ruto will win the presidency even without a single vote from Mount Kenya? And remember, according to his own analysis here, Mount Kenya is likely to give him 25% of the votes. Why do you think that narrative is being advanced? Dark secret is hidden there. Before I reveal to you guys the dark secret, in case you're watching the channel for the first time, take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, the first objective of that post is that there are attempts to condition the mountain. The mountain is being prepared for William Ruto's re-election. They are being told that William Ruto is going to win whether you do what or not, whether you turn up to vote or not. The rest of the country will vote for William Samoei Arap Ruto. So why would NIS condition the mountain about William Ruto's re-election? Your guess is as good as mine. But the truth is that post and others are intended to condition the mountain, to prepare them that whether we vote for Ruto or whether we don't vote for Ruto, he's going to be the president. I witnessed this in 2013 when Mutahi Ngunyi came up with a tyranny of numbers, for those who are there. In that tyranny of numbers, it was alleged that the Kalenjin and the Kikuyu nation alone were enough to make any individual the president of the Republic of Kenya. And that's how the justification for Uhuru Kenyatta's win in 2013 was advanced. William Ruto used the same playbook in 2022 because he had the mountain and he also had Rift Valley. But for William Ruto, Uhuru was a challenge. So he tried to get a few votes from here and there. But now we are seeing a different story here. Not tyranny of numbers now, we are seeing tyranny of small numbers. So which means these guys are being conditioned. Number two, the deep state. With the confidence I'm seeing in that post, I can assure you, Moses Kuria is telling the mountain, hii kitu itaibiwa. And you'll do nothing because it favored you on, is it 3 occasions? You did nothing. The deep state will do their thing. That is what is being told. Remember, Ruto was with Uhuru Kenyatta 2013, 2017. In 2022, Raila Odinga was sure of winning. But Raila Odinga never had the deep state. William Ruto, through his influence in the government, retained that deep state. So Moses Kuria is reminding them that this is a man who defeated Raila and Uhuru from outside. He's now the president. How will you defeat him? I don't know. Maybe you can also help me here. But that's a message is telling the people of the mountain. And number 3, which is now a new narrative, the tyranny of small numbers. I've been trying to figure out this tyranny of new numbers, of small numbers, and how it's going to help William Ruto win. I'm not getting anything. Because if you take Mount Kenya, in the last election, we had 12 million registered voters in Kenya. Out of those, almost 5 million were from the mountain. William Ruto himself, majority of his votes in the last election came from the mountain. Now I'm trying to figure out these small tyrannies. Where are they going to come from? Because if William Ruto did not get votes from Kisii, will Kisii now vote for William Ruto as a whole? Of course, the Luos did not vote for William Ruto in the last election. Will they vote for William Ruto, all of them, in 2027? What about the Luo nation, where William Ruto got a few, but not majority went to Raila? Will they vote for William Ruto? And of course, there is also the coastal region. The hidden truth is that some of these regions, the Luo nation, the Luo nation, and the coastal region, you add to the northern Kenya, they've been always marginalized when it comes to ID as well. When it comes to the issue of ID, when it comes to the issue of IDs. But IBC registered over 1.3 million voters the other day. I didn't see this tyranny of numbers much. I didn't. So, but that is something which they're being told to prepare for. And importantly, voter apathy. You know, when you tell someone that this guy is going to win whether you turn up or not, and these guys will not have a presidential candidate, what are you trying to tell them? You are simply trying to tell them that they should not have any reason to wake up to go and vote. That is what Moses Kuria is trying to do. And Moses Kuria, for those who don't understand him, is one of the best minds when it comes to politics. Very strategic. He was with Kibaki. He has always been right in the middle of all these things. So he's trying to create apathy. Because if the mountain are against Ruto, then the only way to help Ruto is to ensure that the turnout is really suppressed in the mountain. You make sure that they don't see any reason as to wake up and vote. For example, previously, there was Raila Odinga. So the fact that Raila Odinga was on the ballot was enough reason for the elderly people from the mountain to wake up to go and stop the son of Jaramogi. And importantly, for me, I think it's about the Mount Kenya 2027 presidential candidate. Moses Kuria is just telling these guys, Ruto is going to be re-elected. So you should forget about 2027. Focus. Because even if they were to produce a presidential candidate, that candidate cannot defeat Ruto. That's what Moses Kuria is telling them. And even if they don't have that candidate, William Ruto will still be the next president of the Republic of Kenya. I don't know what you think, but let me add you a bonus. I'm also trying to suspect that all this campaign is geared towards creating anti-Mount Kenya campaign. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.